Nithyananda. With all auspicious blessings and grace of my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, I welcome you into this video. Today, I've been wanting to share many things that has happened in my life, which is an integral part of Nithyananda Sangha. On March 2nd, 2010, Sun TV, part of the Sun Network group, aired a morphed video for 3 consecutive days, which is almost 72 hours plus, showing my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, in a compromising position with a lady, which was totally amusing for many of us and quite disgusting for the rest of the world, and furious for us. That being said, over the years we've been handling many legal issues relating to that. But unfortunately, the media that has been consistently harping and only projecting a very weird, abusive stories about my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, continues to be consistent with abusive, infactual, incorrect news and fanning the flames of hatred against Hinduism, because Guru is the most important and the anchor point in the Dharma of Sanatana itself. Without the Gurus, Hinduism as such does not exist. In this series, recently the Outlook magazine has come up with an article titled Tantric Rites in the Bed by G.C. Shekhar, which is what I wanted to address and point by point rebut, clarify many of these points in this. He says, the very first sentence, a hidden video camera exposes Swamiji as a sexual pervert. The godman has been since trying to fend off flurry of charges against him. Firstly, Mr. Shekhar, get your facts right. If you're an ethical human being and then an ethical journalist, the ethics of journalism is that you find out both sides of the story, print both sides of the story, and let the reader come to his own intelligent conclusion. Here you are depriving the readers, people who trust you to put the facts of everything together in front of them, you're depriving them of putting even the basic information. Firstly, it's already been repeatedly said by my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, and by the actress Ranjita, who is me talking to you here repeatedly and many times, and we have challenged the verification of the video, which is in court. So I would really appreciate it, and kindly if you keep quiet and keep my dignity and let the courts decide if the video is morphed or not. Till then, can you just keep your high opinionated opinions to yourself and not strip me of my dignity? Nobody asked you, and if ever the court comes out with a judgment, I can prove to you that it is morphed. We have 4 international forensic lab reports. These lab reports have been given by experts who have been working for the FBI for more than 20-25 years. Using their highest equipment they have, the best equipment they have verified and certified that the video is morphed, which only substantiates the stand and my words and the truth that the video is morphed. And if you have an opinion which you bypass over my stand, my words, then I don't think you're fit to be a journalist. A human being first. A human being's first and basic humanity is to listen to everything. And you don't have the courtesy to call me and ask me or carry my opinion. So please get a life. And secondly, sexual pervert? Really? Please don't vomit your poison and your stupid fantasies on my Guru. And a boy from a pilgrim town went on to become a master in making his followers sex objects. Shekhar, I really am offended that you objectify me or any of Swamiji's followers. You have no right to objectify the women or the men who are followers of Swamiji. You're offensively objectifying and trying to portray us as sex objects to the whole world. Which means it is your words, your article that gives the audacity and the right for anybody to be abusive to me or to any of my co-sannyasis or any of Swamiji's devotees. And you have written the whole article based on one 42-year-old engineer, mechanical engineer, who used to work in the US. Excuse me, she says she is herself a victim and Nithyananda compelled her to have sex with him. For your kind information, firstly, your 42-year-old engineer, as per your article, carries 4 highly contagious STDs. In case you want to know the expansion of STD, it is sexually transmitted diseases. By her own doctors, it's been verified. She is being treated in the University of Michigan Hospital for over 10 years, and we have her own medical transcripts to prove that she has 4 highly contagious diseases. And even a man with even a basic common sense will not touch her with a barge pole. I hope you didn't. That said, and oh, by the way, and also your 42-year-old young engineer, mechanical engineer from the United States of America just forgot and got mixed up with the dates of the rape. Because as per her own statement she gave to the police, the day she was raped in India, she conveniently forgot, or maybe just didn't think that justice will actually win. The truth will win, because in her medical transcripts, there is a clear record of her sitting in front of a doctor on the same day she claims she was raped by my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji. By the way, these are all facts which we can validate by socially and legally acceptable documents. If you're really an ethical journalist and your magazine a really ethical magazine, you will verify all these facts and put both sides of the story and let the reader come to his own decisions, rather than forcing your one-sided anti-Hindu, anti-national, Hindu terror opinion on others. Getting a whiff of the video recording with the actress, Nithyananda in 2009 had the other victims and rest of the ashram inmates to sign predated non-disclosure agreements under which the disciples are expected to have tantric sex. Get a life. Firstly, I have been part of this organization for 8 years and I have never seen such a document. And you can ask anybody who is part of the organization, nobody has ever seen such a ridiculous document in our life. Secondly, can you please kindly show, where is Swamiji's signature in that, before you force him to accept something just because you have the power of the media in your hands? Why are you forcing us to abusively accept your abuses? Where is Swamiji's signature? When you are making blatant claims, have at least the grace to back them with some kind of validation. Not just talk of the air. Yours is worse than the 42-year-old mechanical engineer's fantastical story. Maybe her fantasy of whatever she wanted in life did not complete, so she goes around weaving these fantastical stories that she was raped. Who would even come near a woman who has 4 STDs? And by the way, she used to come to Swamiji for healing for those contagious diseases. Knowing this, do you think any man will actually even look at her? If you did, I feel sorry for you. Oh, by the way, those 4 STDs are highly contagious even by the saliva. And thanks to the CID's will persistence on getting Swamiji's medical test done to prove that he would have had these viruses, by their own hospital records, the Victoria Hospital has given a clean chit to Swamiji where there is not a single trace of virus. And if you really would like to know more about Swamiji's medical report and the impotency tests, please log on to nithyanandatruth.org, or you can contact any of us on this Facebook. Our Sangha is an open world. We have hundreds of people who would be more than happy to show you the truth. Each and every statement we make is backed by legally, socially and ethically human being, ethically validated documents which any basic human being with common sense and no prejudice would at least look at it, and if they're really ethical people, they will accept those validated documents. And none of us was given an opportunity to read through the agreement, recalls the engineer woman. Oh God, really? By the way, if you ask any of the 100 or 2 crore disciples that Swamiji has today, each and everybody will tell Swamiji will never forces anybody for anything. He always tells, don't ask me, make your own decisions. Given that, I don't think she's that beautiful person to force for anybody to force any. Wow, you really need to get a life if you believe any of her stories. Similarly, his voice sample was given only after the SC's intervention. It was found to be matching with the phone conversation the Godman had with Lenin. In that phone call, he had pleaded with me to withdraw the complaint and even justified his sexual escapades, saying that late spiritualists like Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Aurobindo, and even, I don't know who, Ramnagar, had female companions. I don't remember seeing such a document in the charge sheet which says the phone call or the voice record matches. And how can you, being an ethical, so-called ethical journalist, writing an ethical magazine which has a certain standing in the society, how can you write things which are not substantiated by legal or socially accepted documents? But you don't put any of our story where we have everything is legally validated. Doesn't that show what kind of a colored black hole you're living in? To stop Lenin and the engineer woman from pursuing their cases, Nithi and his cohorts have filed at least 18 cases against them across India and 7 lawsuits in the US. They are forced to hop from court to court seeking bail. I have filed cases on your 42-year-old engineer woman, mechanical engineer woman, and Lenin, which I have every right to, for the way they have indignified and humiliated me in the society. So you have no right to say that we don't have a right to file case. Not only you, even your 42-year-old mechanical engineer and your dear Lenin have no right. Let us fight this in the court. At least I'm only going to court and seeking justice, not hopping from one media platform to the other, to the other, to the other, with no legal justification. And none of these that they have stated, have you ever seen any documents justifying what they are saying? Anything that says what they're saying is true? Then how can you carry a story just to get better readership for your magazine? And just spreading anti-national and anti-Hindu feelings all over the world. Are you trying to cause Hindu hatred in India? So much of diatribe in your article, not a single truth. Oh, I haven't finished yet. Today, Nithyananda's devotees and Math's disciples face resistance in various parts of Tamil Nadu whenever they try to explain their activities. Get a life. Nobody in Tamil Nadu resists Swamiji and any of our Maths. For your kind information, please do your homework properly. Please get onto the ground, talk to people, and listen to people when they tell you how many of them have been hugely benefited by just Swamiji's presence, his healing, his teachings. Lives have been transformed, and he has been a kind of a psychological support to millions of people which you can never imagine in your life. You, people like you with such basic non-ethical lifestyle, cannot even have your own family as your support, and you will never be a support because you're so unethical. And then poses to Nithyananda. If he's so innocent, why is he delaying the trial? And you don't even know the truth. The trial was being delayed by your 42-year-old mechanical engineer who went to Supreme Court, let's see for what, to suppress her medical reports. The medical reports which will prove Swamiji is innocent and we get moral and legal victory. So now who's delaying the trial? When you don't even know the truth, can you stop writing articles? Or maybe you can just stop living. Why reluctant to give medical voice sample or undergo medical test to prove that he's impotent? Oh, I think you would do it, right? After 5 years of being falsely implicated that you're a rapist by a woman who has like 400 God knows diseases, 400 or 4 God knows what diseases they are. And by the way, did you know the FIR does not have the word rape in the whole FIR? Based on that, will you undergo the ignominy of undergoing medical test of someone poking and prodding you? He claimed that the video of him and a young actress was mocked, but the Forensic Science Laboratory later confirmed the authenticity of the visuals of the clip. Oh, can you please post it? And let me see where exactly they say it's authentic. And I can show you 4 highly respected FBI institutes which show you clearly, step by step, layer by layer, where and how the video is mocked. If you really have the guts and the ethics, let's print both and see which one the public will believe. Did he get his disciples to sign a non-disclosure agreement? Oh, get a life. Why would he do? Any man who's as good looking as him doesn't need anybody to sign a non-disclosure agreement if he really wants. And secondly, someone as intelligent as Swamiji with such a vast depth of thing doesn't need to wear an ochre robe to get women and money. It's only sick, really sick, sad, depressed failures in life who need to hide under anything. Someone like Swamiji with his intelligence and his charisma doesn't need to hide behind ochre robes to get money or women. He can just wear those ugly Armani suits and still people will be flocking to him because of his charisma and his immense compassion, which you probably don't know the meaning of. Did he sign $1 million settlement with Manohar Shinde of California to escape prosecution from deceit and racketeering? Really? Do you think we will need to do that? After everything I've said, if you really think we need to do that, boy, you need to get your head examined. These kind of articles, first of all, are so full of lies. And isn't there a limit to how low a human being can fall just to get viewership, just to get readership? If you're really interested in knowing the truth, in Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, there's a very, very popular saying which I think you should follow once in a while. If you're interested in knowing the truth, investigate the truth yourself. Don't believe what others say, don't believe what your eyes see, completely investigate the truth and then come to conclusion. Anybody who has even a basic ethics would be following this. But this kind of one-sided article shows how low consciousness you have become. How low below the belt can you beat? It does not reflect anything else but your unethical stance that nowadays most of you all have started taking. It does not reflect poorly of any of us. It reflects very poorly of the media who has stopped nowadays presenting the facts as is. It has become so clear that most of the mainstream media has only one-sided opinion, one agenda, that is anti-Hindus, anti-national, and just to spread Hindu terror. The moment you write this kind of one-sided article in an effort to spread hatred against gurus, against Hindu gurus, you are an anti-national, worse than a terrorist, worse than a mercenary, who has not only sold his soul but sold his mother. Guru is the very foundation of Sanatana Dharma. In case you ever want to become human again, firstly you have to become a human being to become God. So if you ever want to get back to the roots of the goodness inside of you, investigate the truth. If you have any questions, clarifications regarding any of these, especially the 2010 persecution which started in 2010 and still continues, by people who are anti-nationals and anti-Hindus. Any person who gives only one-sided information is an anti-national, especially if it's about the Hindu gurus. The kind of poison that is being spread with this kind of one-sided information is going to cost us and the future generation much more than we can ever imagine. Because right now we are just consuming what one human being thinks is right over being presented all the facets and facts of anything and letting us to decide. As a reader, as a viewer, I have a right to decide which side I want to believe. But by depriving my intelligence of that basic right, the mainstream media is trying to make the entire human society as just dolls who will nod their head to what they say. But luckily and thankfully, the digital revolution, the social media revolution has given a huge platform where people can find a new world with all the information available, and people who have access to social media get to see everything and decide what is right and what is wrong. Thank you for watching this video, and if any of you have any more questions regarding this, please leave it in the comment section below and I will respond to them right away. Nithyanandam.